let's go.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snow drop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. We at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All this guap, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of strip, if I see it, I cop it. I'm not kid, if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid, if I see it, I cop it. We at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All of this guap, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of strip, if I see it, I cop it. I'm not kid, if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid, if I see it, I cop it.
Yeah, if I see it, I cop it. Running through stores, if I see it, I rock it. Yeah, girl, if you see it, I got it. Run it up more, we need all the profit. 100 racks back up in summer 16. Spent that whole bag on a whole summer dream. Life's complicated, no Avril Lavigne. Copped a new condo to blow off some steam. All these rappers just rapping in triplets. Pushing that product, just got a new shipment. Pushing that roll 50 over the limit. Cushion that blow, I don't get why they with it. We at the top and we throwing the game. All of these peasants will know of my name. All of these blessings, we staying the same. The drip is fluorescent, I'm going insane. Royal genetics all up in my veins. Back me a real one and gave her my name. All of these issues, but no one to blame. Praying that God will just show me the way. Changing the gang, got the source code, and I'm off-road and my horses go skirt. One in the same day, of course, no, we in first, yo, all my niggas, we were. Fake in the fame, but we all know, cause the source told all you niggas just learn. Talking and saying y'all pseudo, and it's true though, y'all just popping them perks. Taking the stage, got a few shows, let the crew know it's a clout in the dirt. I am the king and it's my throne, y'all are kind though, they keep calling me Zerks.
We at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All All this guap, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of shrimp, if I see it, I cop it. I'm that kid, if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid, if I see it, I cop it. We at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All of this guap, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of shrimp, if I see it, I cop it. I'm that kid, if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid, if I see it, I cop it.
We only got one life, I'ma get that. If you with that, do not sit back and just wish that you had it. Despite all your witchcraft and your riffraff, this is my gift and you wish that you had it. Tonight gonna bump trap, gonna thump that. Drums in the back and you know that we have it. Girls like where the one at, need a run back. Flee from these niggas, you know that they savage. They acting macho like they Randy Savage. They call me Pablo, the kingpin is at it. I am Apollo, you Rocky, I've had it. Y'all can just follow cause niggas is slacking. I am Jack Sparrow, my verses is cracking. I am the ghost and you rappers is Pac-Man. Out in the coast and I'm getting more blacking. Y'all acting hairy, I'm grabbing the waxing.
Top, if I see it, I cop it. All of this guap, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lobster and shrimp, if I see it, I cop it. I am that kid, if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid, if I see it.
It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aight, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play guys. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah, they're controlling the youth. Agenda of fusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them. That's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with a Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aight, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay private, but I got them groupies. On me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole, Marmouth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, Beaches, Booshes, Busses, Hustles, and Yo-Hoes? It's your boy Papa Swole back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you Welcome to the show, 3379, Wednesday, August the 6th. Thanks for being here, fam. Today, you could head on over to notretarded.com and check out the brand new drops. We have the little, or I should say the not so little Swole Maid, now available over there at papaswolio.com. Shameless plug, go and check it out. Brand new drops. We got 20% off the entire site. Go give a look-see over at papaswolio.com. And like I've been mentioning, the Main Gains Bull Cream and Scalp Seed is up for imminent release. So members, you'll get first access to the pre-order. It is about to go down, so stay tuned. We'll be announcing that shortly. And of course, all that will be available over there at papaswolio.com. Very excited for that release. Fam, thanks for being here. Let's get into today's episode and jump on into that tip. Is ya ready?
Babe, just an inch.
No one's ready.
It's cold outside.
Michelle says, I'm having a hard time picking out my new shirt purchase. Can someone give Michelle a recommendation? Someone give Michelle a recommendation for her new shirt purchase. She needs some help. Michelle needs some help. Someone give her a hand. All right, first one is from Ben. We got some more responses. The importance of mobility. What advice would you give to your younger self about mobility? Ben says, don't ever let yourself get stagnant in anything, especially your movement. Being able to move freely through space is not guaranteed, and as your joints wear down or get damaged, there's going to come a point or come to a point in middle age when you can't do the things that you did when you were 20, when mobility wasn't a thought in your mind. Keep the weight off your damn knees. Well, respect. I know what you mean. There's going to get to a point where you can't undo it. It's something we talk about a lot. It's an important message. You will, if you keep on putting off these habits, if you keep on putting off these changes, if you say you're going to start next week, you say you're going to start next month, you are going to come to a point when you're just fucked, and it's harder and harder and harder to undo the problems. I do agree with the approach or the statement that it's never too late to start, but often that's an excuse to not start today. It's never too late to start, but it can be too late to undo the damage that you've already done, so don't wait, start today. Joe says, when you're over 50 and 380 pounds and it takes 10 minutes to put on clothes and shoes and get out of a chair, taking a few tries, you tend to wish you took mobility seriously and never stopped going to the fucking gym because the road back is that much harder. Fam, this is an absolute fire of a fucking post.
Truth over facts.
No, this is just straight facts. When you're 380 pounds and it takes 10 minutes to put on your shoes and clothes and get out of a chair with a few tries, you're going to wish, right? I have a card on the wall. If you are healthy, you have 10,000 desires. It's a famous quote. When you're healthy, you have 10,000 desires. When you're sick, you only have just one. So when you're healthy and you're moving, oh, I want this, I wish this were better, I wish this were better, I wish I had more money, I wish I had more time, I wish I had blah, 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 blah. Wish, want. I want this, I want this, I want this. This isn't good enough. This could be better. I wish this was better. I'm frustrated about this. And then when you're sick, all you want to do is not feel sick. All you want to do is be healthy. It really is the most important thing. Being in pain, having constant migraines or bloating or an illness, it is the worst. The only thing you want is to be healthy. You give all your money, all your time. You don't want that disease. You don't want that ailment. You don't want that broken, things happen sometimes. There's mistakes and accidents happen, but you do not want those preventable issues, because the only thing you're going to wish you had was your health. The one thing you wish you did, or all the things you wish you did to prevent that, you would have wished you had done them. And now's your chance. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to do it. The time is now. All right, we got a post here in the Swolenormous app. If you're not a member, join us over at swolenormousx.com. Download the Swolenormous app today. This one's from Vasco. Vasco says, hey fam, quick thought on the executive order that just brought back the presidential fitness test based. It's meant to push health and movement in schools, which we badly need, but somehow even this has people arguing over it instead of focusing on what matters, which is that our kids are unhealthy. Obesity, diabetes, poor nutrition, and inactivity are getting worse, and kids deserve better food and real physical education. At the end of the day, what really matters is the example we are set at home. No executive order is going to fix this with the flick of a pen, and I get that. But if we're looking for common ground, maybe it starts with us as parents, as role models. We have a responsibility to teach our kids healthy habits and values. Can we at least agree on that? I can agree. I've heard something about this. That's good news. There should be these types of fitness protocols in schools. We've talked about all the different things they could do better in schools with food and exercise and stuff for kids. So 100% I agree. We need to have actual exercise, not just stupid gym class where kids play tag or kickball. We need actual fitness, right? Actual exercise and discipline. The crazy thing is I have seen some posts about it, and I have seen a lot of people kicking and screaming in the comments. The reason why people are kicking and screaming is because we live in a victim culture where everyone is the same. Everyone is equal, this, that, and the other. And the problem that these people perceive, it invades their safe space because this is empirical. This is empirical. When you do a fitness test, there are winners and losers in the sense that there are people that are going to be at the top and people that are going to be at the bottom. And the communists, the Marxists, that kind of victim mentality doesn't like that. Oh, these kids did better than these, right? The 8th place trophy. They want everyone to get a trophy, a participation trophy. When you do fitness stuff, right? When you're doing a powerlifting competition, either you lift the 400 pounds or you don't. Either you lift the 150 pounds, there's different weight classes, or you don't. You get 6 reps or you don't. You get 5. You did 10 pull-ups or you did 8. There's a number. There's an objectivity. There's a winner and a loser. There's a first place and a third place and a fourth place and a 10th place. That's why these people don't like that. If you're fat, obese, out of shape, you're going to do poorly. But that's important to understand that you're at the bottom of the list. You need to do better. You need to get up to a certain standard. And we should have minimums. We should have standards. But of course, there's always going to be winners. There's always going to be people that are going to excel, number 1, number 2. And they don't like meritocracy. It's just anti-meritocracy. So it's a very good thing. People have to understand that there are going to be people in every field, in every physical or mental capacity. There are going to be people that excel and then people that don't do as well. There are always going to be people that kids are smarter. There are going to be kids that are more physically fit. That's just what life is. Life doesn't make everyone equal physically or mentally. But it doesn't mean that you don't have a place in this world. It doesn't mean that there isn't something that you can provide in terms of value. So there's a big difference there. There's a big difference there. Just because you don't come in first in the presidential fitness test doesn't mean you're a piece of shit. It just means that you did X, Y, and Z. If you want to get better, you have to do A, B, and C to get there. Okay? Just because you can't win, let's say, become number 1, or you're not the smartest kid in your school and you're not number 1 in the presidential fitness test doesn't mean that you're not worthwhile to society, doesn't mean you don't have friends and family that care about you, right? I mean, it's not either or. It just means that you might need to improve in certain areas. And of course, you need to understand that there's always going to be people that are better than you, better in terms of having more muscle mass. For my situation, not having long, hair or beard, come on. I mean, the hair and the beard can't be touched. But there are people that are more muscular than me. That's the thing. It's hard for me to talk about this because no one's going to have better merch than the Swole fam. So, no one's going to have better merch than us. That's for one thing. No one's going to have a better Swolenormous app than us. But you get the point, right? You need to understand that life is not fair, life is not equal, life is not even, and you have to understand there's a meritocracy. All right, but no one has better merch than the Swole fam. I think we can all agree on that. So I definitely agree. And at the getting to the last part of the post here, that no executive order. This is what I'm talking about when RFK is saying we're going to ban food dyes, or we're not going to enforce, or we're not going to force kids to have a COVID shot, which is insane and abusive. What is important to understand is that it starts with the ground up. So you don't need RFK or Trump in office to not eat seed oils and to make better food choices. You don't need, this starts in the home. And the problem is a lot of people come from broken homes. A lot of people don't understand there's no morality in life. There's no real sense of community. There's no habitual forming. There's really a lot of disconnect in the family and in your local social circles. Oftentimes there's a lot of dysfunction. So this is why community is so important. And it starts in the home. It starts with you. It starts with you leading by example. And you need to spread that by taking action and people seeing that you're taking action and having reasons behind the action that you take and being that person. You have to do it yourself. You got to do it. Alex says, Papa Swole merch stands alone. Goddamn right. Let's get America for that. Wearing my ice tank right now. Good for you. What merch are you guys rocking right now? Obviously, I'm rocking the notretarded.com. Alex has his ice merch. Right on. Ben says, physical activity is so necessary with the age group I work with. After sitting in front of a computer at a desk reading for an hour, I have to get up. I have them get up and go run down to the fence and back. Kids need exercise. And I always did this, even in high school. I wouldn't do my homework. I wouldn't do homework. I didn't want to sit there and do any work. But if I exercised and I trained, or I went to baseball practice for 3, 4, 5 hours, or I lifted heavy weights and I trained in my room or whatever I did, I would be wiped out and good pump and whatever. And then I would sit down and do my work. Same thing with college. I prioritized my fitness. I prioritized my training. I didn't want to do any of that other stuff until my fitness was done. And this was just, I had my physical energy out. When you exhaust the body and you train the body and you kind of drain, then you actually can allow the mind to work. It's so important. Get your physical training in, and then your mind will be more clear and you can take better action mentally. I think that's really the answer for most people. By the way, today's Swole card is no excuses. Drop that in the comments. No excuses.
Hi, puppy.
Great Swole card there. Great Swole card there. Thanks, Falcon, for a nice card. Looks good. Yeah, that's a banger. That's a banger, dog. All right, let's get into some questions. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. Drop that in the comments down below. Let's get into those questions. I think I'm actually going to load up. TikTok. I'm feeling frisky today. I'm feeling frisky. We might get banned. I got my not retarded. I'm not going to say the word. But let's try it. Let's see if we can get some. This is going to be fun. We'll see. I just, every once in a while I feel like it again. I'm not expecting anything. But we get more people and sometimes we get good questions. So it should be fun. I won't say the word, but I'm wearing the shirt. This is going to be a nice, interesting test. Okay, let's get into some questions. XL009, here we go.
What's in the box?
Loretta, we got some responses. Let's see what merch people are wearing on the live chat on Rumble. Let's see what we got here. Loretta says Swole Mastery shirt. Sheena says, I'm wearing my Swole AF P3S9 shirt. Ooh. Michelle says, I have the lift heavy shit for later. Good choice. Swole Sama says, my old man is walking around with his Swolcrates shirt on. I got my guns, bacon, and freedom on. There you go. Good choices. Nick says, toxic muscularity is the best shirt. Changed my mind. I don't think anyone can change your mind, dude. I don't think anyone can change Nick's mind. Nick is so hardcore with the toxic muscularity. I don't think anyone could convince Nick. Swoller things, great choice. Great choice. Excellent selection. All right, XL009 on Instagram. Papa Swole, I have an addictive personality. How do I become someone more in control? It's a great quote. Great question, I mean. Well, how do you become someone in more control? Well, what would someone in more control do? And work your way backwards. Atomic Habits is a great book. You are just the product of your habits. So setting yourself up for more success. This is why community and your environment is so important. You need to remove things from your environment that is going to be triggers for any type of addiction or compulsion. If you're an alcoholic, you don't keep alcohol in your house. right? You don't keep alcohol in your house. If you're a meth addict, you don't keep meth in your house. If you are a sugar addict, you don't keep garbage food in your house. If you're a food addict, you don't keep garbage food in your house. Now, there are good addictions, and some people say get addicted to fitness. Sure. But of course, the addiction word, and this is the difference. People that think there's an addiction to exercise, yeah, some people can have a compulsion for it, but having a good habit, people say, oh, you're addicted to this. You're just, there's a negative connotation with addiction. You could be obsessed with good habits, be obsessed with training. That's fine. Be obsessed with taking care of your health. That's fine. Obviously there's certain levels. If it starts interrupting your life and your quality of life, then that's different. That's more of a compulsion or an addiction. So there's a very fine line in the medical community, and they love to prescribe things for these types of addictions. But some of these things are good. They're good habits. It's orthorexic if you pay attention, you read food labels. It's not orthorexic to pay attention to what's in your food. That's what Abby Sharp says, and she's an idiot. It's orthorexic. No, it's not. To read a food label to know that you're not eating poison, or to check to make sure you're not eating poison, that's not orthorexic. That's not a food concern. That's not an impairment. That's not a disorder. That's paying attention to what's in your food and reading ingredients and making sure you're not eating garbage. So, and again, of course, if your food has ingredients, more often than not, it's not good for you. If your food has an ingredient list, you definitely want to generally avoid foods that have ingredient lists, but some are okay. So to become someone more in control, again, you all have to figure out what the person, in other words, what do you want to be and who do you want to be? What would you want to, what would that person do? So think about the person you want to become, and then you have to work backwards. What would that person do today? Right? What would that person do today? What would you do today? In 5 years, the person you want to become, what would you do today? What would that person do today? And then do those things. And this is why we have the 7 pillars when it comes to the Swole fam. You can go to swolenormousx.com and download the 7 pillars if you haven't yet. That is the foundation. You start there. You start working on these different areas of your life, and those are the things you can control. So you start with the 7 pillars. You start with the 7 pillars because those are things you can control. Rye Guy 44, Papa Swole, what are recommendations for exercises that improve ankle flexibility and mobility? Great question. So I would recommend joining us in Swolenormous X. Download the Swolenormous app. Go over the ankle, knee, and hip mobility masterclasses. So the ankle mobility masterclass will talk about lengthening and stretching the calves, activating the tibialis anterior. There's a lot of great exercises, even just leaning up against the wall and doing toe lifts. So ankle flexibility and mobility is really going to come down to strength on all sides of the joint, the dorsiflexors, the plantar flexors, the muscles that lead to inversion and eversion. You want all those things to be strong. All those things to be strong. So that's what I would recommend. Check those things out. And don't forget, there are muscles that cross the knee and the hip joint, the knee and the hip joint, and the knee and the ankle. So it's more than just the ankle joint. And it's also the footwear that you use. Yoga is fantastic. Colton, Papa Swole, do you remember me asking about workout advice for lost function in right hand? Yeah, I do remember. And then we got blocked because I was talking about using a strap. And TikTok flagged the live stream because...
Babe, just an inch, just an inch.
I hit the wrong button.
It's cold outside.
Because they thought I was talking about some sort of like naughty thing. Sorry, let me remove. We're in the knowledge cock portion. Sorry, I hit that button. That was me. Or was it you, Falcon? I can't tell. Maybe it was you. It's probably you. You're sorry. No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You could follow up on that if you want. Fazal, Papa Swole, what is your diet? Animal-based plus fruit, grass-fed beef, eggs, raw dairy, white potatoes, sweet potatoes, white rice. Simple. Animal-based, animal fats and proteins and some carbohydrates. Colton says, I want to let you know I lifted 437 pounds on the leg I still have. Good for you. It's a new PR. Good for you. Good for you. All right. Pancha Arieta? Papa Swole, how do you lift heavy weight without damage? Well, that's a good question. Proper form. and proper progression. I would never recommend anyone just start lifting and start doing 4, 5, or 6 reps. You have to earn that. You have to really build a lot of strength and integrity in your joints, in your tendons and your ligaments. So you shouldn't start off just lifting heavy weight to failure. So when you're starting out, you really want to keep pretty far away from failure at the beginning. Because for one thing, you want to keep far away from failure. You want to make sure that you're lifting with good form. Your form is going to break down. When you're first lifting, your form is going to break down before you actually hit failure. You're not really going to know where failure is. So leaving a rep or 2 in the tank, doing 10, 12, 15 repetitions, learning the movements, building that kind of coordination. There's a lot of other things that are important. Just exposing your body. Remember, it's a new stress. It's a new stress. So the heavier you go, the more risky you are. So this is something I will say when you're going 4, 5, 6 reps. The reason why leaving a rep in the tank is valuable is because it can cause joint damage. You're much closer to failure and there's much less room for error. But you have to build up to that. You have to be more advanced in your training to load 1 or 2 sets for a body part properly to do an upper lower split. So this is more advanced, and you have to realize when you get to that point, then the volume matters a lot more because the loads are so great. You can only handle so much before the fatigue sets in, and then it becomes less valuable to your training. You get less of a return. So proper form, proper recovery, doing it right. That's how you lift heavy weight. Proper form, proper execution, managing your volume so you're not creating too much fatigue, and recovering and doing it again and learning how to do it properly and doing it for years and years. Nick. Nick Pompasoli, I'm setting up a mock powerlifting meet fundraiser for my local gym. I love the people that do your shirts. Are the rates reasonable? I'm not sure what you mean in terms of production or what we do for our in-house designers. Because we don't necessarily do merch for other events, but it's something that maybe I'm not sure exactly what you're asking in terms of like the production of it or in terms of the designing, because we have different protocols. It's not the same place, the same people. We have different people that do different things. Jovan Buttigieg. Papasolio, do you weigh your food or count macros? Not accurately, not detailed. I don't write or track things down. I know what I eat, and I generally gauge my progress based on how I feel. And I'll weigh myself every couple weeks. I don't do it as much as I used to. Maybe once a week, once or twice a week if I remember. You know, I have to remember at the right time. Sometimes if I drank my morning electrolyte mix, I'm like, oh, I forgot to weigh myself. Okay, I'll do it next time I remember. And just keep a general tab on it. So in other words, I'm gauging my performance. So if my strength is improving and I'm doing well on my lifts and I'm getting stronger, then everything else is going well. And then I'll gauge, I'll kind of cross-check that with my weight. So if I'm getting stronger and I'm staying around the same weight, or I'm losing a little bit of overall mass, then I'm just kind of, managing body fat properly. I'm not gaining weight. If I'm gaining weight and I'm getting stronger, then I'm putting on muscle likely, and I'm also probably putting on, some fat and some water. I'm in a surplus. I'm gaining a little weight there. If I'm maintaining the weight generally and I'm getting stronger, I'm putting on muscle and I'm minimizing fat storage. If I'm losing a little bit of weight, I'm building and I'm getting stronger, I'm building muscle and I'm maybe losing a little bit of body fat. But if I'm losing weight and my strength is lacking, like if I'm starting to kind of like plateau or kind of peter off, or maybe if I see myself regressing, then I need to address maybe caloric consumption or fatigue and then change things up. So in other words, I make sure that my performance is on point. You really have to figure out what's most important. If I'm trying to build muscle, I want to make sure that I'm getting stronger and I'm doing that. And then I cross-check that with my body weight overall over the course of a few weeks and see if I'm generally maintaining or I'm gaining, or if I'm losing, then I can kind of get an idea more. And you look in the mirror and get a general idea. You can do pictures and measurements and stuff. I don't do that, but you can. Where I'm at right now is the most important thing is like, am I building muscle? And then I'll adjust accordingly. So maybe I'll cut back on a couple things if I see my weight climbing a little bit much, if my strength isn't improving. But for me, I want to be building muscle. So I want my strength to be improving. I want my reps to be going up or my weight to be going up. And if that's happening, I'll kind of keep a loose eye on everything else. I'm not trying to get fat, but I also kind of know around what body weight is really good for me and what might be getting too much. So you kind of know once you get to my point, you know, when you start getting a little bit heavier, you start feeling a little bit heavier, I'll weigh myself. Oh, I'm maybe eating a little bit too much or X, Y, and Z, and you can adjust. So I don't get super granular with it, but you can. But bottom line, I think if you're just focusing on food or macros, the reason why a lot of people maybe put on weight and then lose the weight, right? They do a bulk cycle and then a cut cycle. And what they do is they just kind of get fat and then they lose the fat and they don't really build any muscle. So a lot of people are doing a 3-month bulk and then they're doing a little bit of a cut and they kind of gain weight and lose weight and they look the same. They're not building any muscle. That's the problem. You're better off just doing it very slowly and building muscle gradually over time and stay leaner. You don't need to be putting on tons of fat. So remember, the stimulus is the most important thing, and then fueling that and then increasing your caloric intake as you maintain and build and your body builds more muscle over time. You need to slowly increase the consumption to match that. So focus on your performance and see if that's going up and your strength is improving, you're building muscle, and then you can adjust your body weight based on your caloric intake and protein and go from there. You have to see what's actually happening and then adjust. So it's not just, hey, let me tell you what to do, because everyone's different. Your training's different, your metabolism's different, your muscle mass is different, where you're at in your training is different. So you can't just one-off answer that for everyone. All right, drop your questions in the comments. Country Jed, what are some good exercises for the knee muscles? Well, there's a lot of great ones. Squats, sissy squats, lunges, all these things are great. Making sure that you're hitting the rectus femoris. So sissy squats are great for the rec fem. Leg extensions are great for the rec fem. Doing squats are great for the vastus medialis and the lateralis. So a squat pattern, whether it's leg press or hack squat or barbell squat or Bulgarian split squat, great. Reverse sled is fantastic. Step downs and things like that for mobility. Really important. CFF Giovanni Papasfolio, does MCT oil work? I used to drink that. I used to put that in my coffee. I did bulletproof coffee back in the day. I haven't had MCT oil in a while. So does it work? Well, it's a thing. What do you mean, does it work? Work for what? Work for what? I haven't used that in a while. Maybe some of you do that. Do any of you still put that in your coffee? I don't. I use a Chemex and I make my coffee and I'll put some collagen in it and a little bit of maple syrup. It's boss. All right, drop your questions in the comments. Thanks for being here. We're live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. So if you're watching on TikTok, come on over and follow the podcast. Gurab, Papa Swole, give me some motivation for success. I'm just going to tell you to go to the fucking gym.
Matt Damon. Chicks will dig you. Or dudes, or whatever gender thing you're into.
There's your motivation. All right, last chance for questions. Let's see. Emery Pompasolio, hour or hour and a half of weights followed by 30 to 45 minutes of cardio for muscle build and fat loss. That's a lot. The amount of time you lift weights doesn't matter. What are you doing? What are you doing in that hour or hour and a half? The amount of time people are obsessed with. How long should I work out for? It has nothing to do. What's the volume? What's the rep scheme? What are you doing for your training? Because if you're training really heavy, and if I'm doing an upper day or a lower day or whatever it is, I'm resting sufficiently between sets. So my workouts are kind of, even if I'm only doing 8 sets or 10 sets or 12 sets, it's going to take me an hour and a half or so because I'm warming up and I'm resting plenty of time between my working sets. So it really depends. It really depends. But you don't have to kill yourself with cardiovascular activity. And going for a walk is fine. Walking on incline, just doing general cardiovascular is fine. But if you're trying to, doing zone 2, interval stuff is great. Just use it as a seasoning because people underestimate the fatigue that's incurred from doing excessive cardio, and it negatively affects your muscle building and your anabolic state. I don't work out for 3 hours, so I don't say work out for 3 hours. I'll probably have like a 2-hour window, but a lot of times it'll be an hour and a half. But that includes, preparing for the workout and stuff. People warm up too much and they do too much volume. So warming up should just be preparing for what you're doing. I don't exhaust myself. I'm not necessarily dripping in sweat. I prepare the muscles for what I'm going to do, and then I do that. Musa, what are your thoughts on Celsius drinks? I don't drink anything with like artificial sweeteners and things like that. So I don't drink Celsius. I forget. I don't even know what's the ingredients are, but most of those artificially flavored drinks are questionable at best. Plus, if they come in cans, BPA lining in cans, and there's a lot of issues with the packaging and stuff. Do I take creatine? I do. Creatine's great. I take anywhere between, I usually take about 10, at least 10 grams a day, depending on my training protocol and this, that, and the other. Michelle says, since starting Maximum Swole, it's a program inside Swolenormous X, if you don't know, my workouts are about an hour. Love it. Yeah, and you're resting plenty and you're lifting heavy. And remember, as you start lifting heavier and heavier and you push closer to failure, the volume that you need is not as much as people think. When I train, I get my soreness or my fatigue, I feel it that same day, like in the evening. I feel it the next day a little bit, but then it goes away quickly because I'm not causing deep or macro damage in the muscles. I'm creating the stimulus and then moving on. If you're training to like complete annihilation in the moment, you'll get that lingering soreness for days after. I used to train like that. I used to have 7 days of soreness in my legs. I used to be like sore to the touch 5 days later. That's not good. I want to train in 3 days or so. If I'm doing another leg workout, if I'm training legs on Monday, I want to do it again on Thursday or Friday. So I want to make sure that I'm optimizing for recovery, because the more damage that I do past the stimulus, the longer it's going to take for me to recover to be able to train it again. You don't want to train a body part once a week. You don't have to train body parts 3 times a week. You can, in specific situations. Certain muscles can be trained more frequently. Certain muscles might actually like, and you might make more benefits or make more gains by training it more frequently. But not every muscle can recover for 3 times a week. In general, I found that most muscles are good with twice a week. In some situations, you could train things 3 or 4 times, depending on the volume that you do. But you have to be mindful of that. You have to be able to pivot. You have to ease into this kind of thing and see how you react. Certain muscles can be trained more often. Glutes can be trained more often. Calves can be trained more often. But being able to be trained more often doesn't mean that 4 days a week is a good idea. Maybe it's twice a week. Maybe sometimes it's 3 times a week, and then you take 2 workouts off. You can cycle things through, but more frequency is better. Twice a week is a real good sweet spot for most body parts. Every body part can recover from twice a week. I know because I do it. What blue light glasses are these? I don't think they're available. I think I got them on Amazon. I have to check the brand. But I want to start selling these types of glasses on... I want to launch these on papaswolio.com. I don't think they're for sale. I don't think they're available on Amazon anymore. This exact kind. I'll get back to you on that. All right, last chance for questions. Nick, have you ever had any experience with peptides, specifically ceramorelin? No, I do not have any personal experience with peptides or that. Musa says they say Celsius is less artificial than Red Bull and Monster. That's not saying much. So what are the ingredients in... What are ingredients in Celsius? Saying that they're less than Monster, that's not saying much. Because Monster and that kind of Red Bull, that stuff's garbage. I don't want to look it up right now. But saying it's better than Monsters, well, you could say that about a lot of things. Gabby, what can I take to repair or strengthen fascia and tissue? Collagen. Collagen's great. Collagen, glycine. Red Bull is the goat. I drink it every day. Oof. You're better off with just a black coffee, man. I'd ease off that crap. There's a reason why people drink 1 Red Bull and then drink 4 and then drink 8. You know, people get addicted to that shit. Just drinking soda all day. Lots of stimulants too. I don't know if that's true, Nick. I don't know if that's true. I do not know. Favorite protein shake flavor? I get grass-fed and finished whey. It's just plain, unflavored. Unflavored. I like my stuff just with the stuff. I like it straight up. Hogwild says, shit, I lost almost 10 pounds in a month by giving up energy drinks because of the cost. Didn't realize how much weight gain it was causing. Oof. Yeah, there's a lot of artificial sweeteners. Don't forget the cans are also lined with bisphenol, right? The BPA. Like, these things leach into your body. Endocrine disruptors. That's the problem with a lot of these products in cans and stuff. Do you guys know? Have you seen this stuff when you kind of heat up and melt away the metal? Like, your can is just literally like a plastic sleeve inside the can. Think about it. These cans are whatever they're made out of. You can't just put liquid on a can. It's going to rust and stuff. So they have these like plastic linings inside the can. So you're just drinking this stuff. And have you seen these things? If you've ever worked at a store or 7-Eleven or a grocery store or a deli, or you've ever done like loading, you see this stuff in the back of the truck being unloaded, just sitting in the sun. A lot of this stuff is sitting in cans and sitting in the sun and sitting in trucks going across the country, and they're not refrigerated. And it's just leaching this shit into the drink. Yeah, they all have a plastic coating, especially look, you want to understand how these, for example, if you're getting coffee, you're at a hotel and stuff like that, bring your own cups, get yourself something like a Yeti cup or something that's stainless steel and bring it and have them pour it in that cup and just pay for the difference. Because if you're drinking paper cups and things like that at Starbucks, it's not a paper cup. It would melt. If you don't believe me, take a piece of paper and just pour water on it. It just disintegrates. So how are you getting this like hot coffee cup and it's maintaining? It's because they line it with plastic. It's lined with plastic. It's like a wax and you're just drinking all that shit. Hogwild says, came in clutch in Afghanistan on night patrols. Well, look, I'm not telling you how to do a night patrol in Afghanistan. I guess you'll do whatever it takes to stay awake and stay on point, but yeah, doesn't make it better for you, right? Lepiton, is there any way to get rid of plastics naturally? I'm sure there's some sort of detox methods and things like that, but for one thing, remove them from your environment. As much as possible, use glass. Don't heat things in plastic. Get better cookware, stainless steel. Don't use cheap, those coated, Teflon pans or plastic black, shit spatulas, Ziplocs. Stay away from these things. Stay away from these things. Get everything stainless steel. Stainless steel bottles, especially when you're drinking hot liquids and stuff. Make sure you get a stainless steel bottle. Yeah, you might spend $20 or $30 on a bottle and, Yeti stuff. This is a Yeti. I'm not sponsored or promoting it, but I mean, it's great. It keeps things hot and it lasts forever if you just take care of it. Just wash it. You create less waste. I mean, it's not like, well, I'm creating less waste. Yeah, you are. I mean, if you're drinking, you reuse it. Glass containers. They have bamboo lids or snap lids. Keep things in glass. Stainless steel. Oh, that's gross. Loretta says, people microwaving food in margarine containers always made me cringe. Oh, my God. What do you mean? Margarine containers? So are people, instead of buying actual containers, they're just being cheap and reusing a margarine container? Oh, I can't believe it's not butter and they're microwaving in that. Ugh. PK, a few years ago, my man used to drink 24 cans, a 24 can box of Coke within 2 days. Holy shit. Holy shit.
What the fuck is that?
And I as well with sweet tea. Once we started to learn about plastics and packaging, we cut it out, much to our benefit. Wow. Hey, I'm not saying I used to do all this stuff properly. A lot of people used to microwave stuff, and I don't use a microwave anymore. I haven't used that in years. We don't do microwave stuff. We don't microwave shit. Musa, what are your thoughts on 3-day split workouts since they only train muscle groups once? Oh, a 3-day split, if you're doing full body 3 times a week, is great. Push-pull legs is not necessarily, it's not really the right frequency for most people. If you want to do push-pull legs before moving to an upper-lower, that's something to consider. So there's nothing wrong with push-pull legs. It'll work, but I think most people will benefit more from upper-lower doing it properly because you get more frequency. Just my recommendation. Because you're doing 3 days a week, push-pull legs, you're taking a day off, you're resting 1 day a week. It's really not sufficient. But of course, when you're first training, a little bit more volume. Look, I used to do a ton of different splits. There's a lot of different splits that work. But it's really important to understand frequency and volume. Nick, did you see that AOC was found guilty of fraud? Is that right? I'm not surprised, but for saying her fiance was her husband and using the spousal privileges, not to mention her finally paying the bill for her Eat the Rich dress. I heard something. I saw something with her in the dress on. Was she found guilty? Was she actually charged with something? Or was she just found to say something that was a lie, which is most of the things that she says? Yeah, that brand, I can't believe it's not butter. It's like, well, I can't believe people eat that shit. It's shocking that people still eat margarine. You can really tell who's completely punched out, especially in 2025, if you're not addressing the fact that you're eating ultra processed. I can't believe people still eat that shit. People still buy, I can't believe it's not butter. People still buy margarine. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing, man. I can't believe people still buy that shit. I can't believe people still buy that shit. Look, I post on TikTok or Instagram, the Swole Signal broadcast channel. I'll post a poll like, hey, did you go to the fucking gym today? Do you guys know that I still get like 60% people saying go to the fucking gym? That they go. Usually it's like 40% or half the people. So people are asking, or people are surprised, oh, Papa Swole, you still make the same content. You're still yelling at people to go to the fucking gym. Because every time I post a poll, it's like half the people are like, no, I didn't. My job is not even close to being completed. Most people are not going to the fucking gym. I have so much more work to do. Papa Swole, you make the same videos because you're still a lazy chode. Why are you not going to the gym? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Don't be a jabroni. Go to the fucking gym. All right, fam, let's move on. We are going to continue on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. Thanks for watching. Follow the page. Check out merch, papaswolio.com. 20% off everything. Go check it out. And come on, catch the rest of the show on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. Thanks for being here. Link is in the bio. I went live on TikTok. And it seems like I threaded the needle. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. You wear the not retarded shirt on TikTok. You let the merch do the talking. You let the merch do the talking. That's how we do it. All right, the title of today's video, Very simple. We're going to do a throwback in a second. But the title, yeah, some people are like, what the heck is this title? WNBA launches green dildo ETF backed by Bitcoin. I just went a little bit highbrow on the title. But this is because the green dildo throwing at the WNBA is becoming like a thing. And I will say I am very in favor. This is going to get me to my first WNBA game. They should have dildo night. They should have dildo night where they actually hand out green dildos, and then at halftime, everyone launches them onto the court. If they lean into this, this could be huge. If the WNBA leans into the green dildo. So a third green dildo has hit the court. This is great. How long until the woke-tards mark this as a hate crime? And then, oh, you're going to get charged with a hate crime. This is great. You know what they should do? They should make dildo like shaped water bottles, and then everyone, all the women on the court, when they're like getting some hydration, they're like squirting like a dildo, like they can drink their electrolytes or Gatorade or whatever they're drinking during a basketball game, and it's like a big green dildo. It's a big green dildo. I love it. So they threw another one. Let's watch this. Awesome. I'm a huge fan. Oh, look out. At least she's laughing. She's laughing. Sophie Cunningham's great. She's laughing. It just hits a dildo. You know what I love? I love that it's always green. I love that it's always green. This is going to get people. This will sell out the crowd. And another one. Literally. Should I make a shirt? WNBA with the green dildo? WNBA, new logo. WNBA, it's just like green dildos. Should I just say WNBA with green dildos? How about that? Let's see. WNBA. Should I do a WNBA shirt? Just WNBA, but it's all green dildos. Spelling it out. Yeah, everyone's like, how'd they sneak it in? How are they getting this in? You know how people are getting the green dildos in? Yeah. Just pop it in. You can't. You're gonna find someone. People are smuggling green dildos somehow. Somehow they're getting them in. Somehow they're getting it in. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna make that a WNBA shirt that's just made out of like green dildos. Just a WNBA and green dildos. Huge fan. Huge fan of what they're doing at the WNBA. Huge fan. Absolutely huge. As big as that dildo. All right, fam, let's give away today's Swole card. Let's do that, and then we'll do a throwback, fam. It's no excuses. Today, let's give it away. Are you ready? I know you are. I'm investing all my money. I'm investing all my money in green dildos. All of it. Hashtag no excuses. All right, we got a winner. Today's winner is the one and only Squeegee727. Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Squeegee, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3379, the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations, Squeegee. Congratulations. Golf clap.
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Fucking dope. All right, fam. Throwback time. Let's do it. Squeegee, pick a number. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's get Squeegee to choose number 1, number 2, number 3. We got 4 in the folder. We've been going through them, and I like that. The winner of the Swole card, if you're watching, drop in the comments. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. We could blame this on Squeegee. It's great because I can offload responsibility for what you guys see. So it's Squeegee's fault. Number 3 from Squeegee.
Fucking done seeing people co-opt the language of health at every size, intuitive eating, anti-diet, and they use it within the same dieting mindset.
Give me a break.
It is
what?
Unchecked,
Ooh.
unexamined,
Ooh.
anti-fat bias,
Ooh.
fat
Unexamined.
phobia, that just continues to run rampant.
I'm going to pause and go on a limb that any language that you don't like is not fat phobia, is not, no. Say whatever the fuck you want. It's not being co-opted. People are just wise to your hypocritical bullshit.
I know that now diet culture, most people will say, oh, diet culture is bad.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
If you don't also deconstruct the way that anti-fat bias and weight stigma and fat phobia has infiltrated your mind.
How many cats do you think she has? Oh my God. They need to have that in the WNBA. They need to launch. All right, that showed. They need to launch. I'm ready. That video is your fault. They need to launch a green dildo night. Green dildo night. I'm a huge fan. Green dildo night. We need that for the WNBA. If the WNBA launches green dildo night, I am there. I am so there. I'm so there. Like, I want to go to the WNBA now. How many people would go if they had a green dildo night? And it was like dildo night, you throw on the floor. And then, you know what you could do? You know what you could do? Green dildo night. Everyone just fucking yeets the dildos. And, you know, sometimes you could throw them and they stick, right? So they're weighted towards like the suction cup portion. And they can, if you hit it, you put like a bullseye in the center of the court. And it could be like the halftime show. You know, the guys like try to like, you know, shoot a basketball hoop. They can win $10,000 if they make a half court shot. You can have a target or bring someone from the crowd and they can throw dildos and try to stick it. It'd be green dildo night, right? You can have like everyone under your seat. You have a green dildo and it has like a seat number or whatever. And you throw it and it's like, the winner is row F. See, like, hey, you know, and they like, come on down, da, 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 right? The three people that are closest get to come down and then, you know, that'd be great. Green dildo night. Come on down to dildo night. I would go. There's so many people would go. It's supposed to be a family event. Mommy, what's that? Then don't bring it. Don't bring it. Like, you know, don't bring your kids. WNBA. It would be packed. Packed. I'm going to, dude, let's get wasted and go to dildo night. Let's fucking go. I'm telling you, you want revenue? Look, if you want revenue, if you want marketing, you got to talk to Papa Swole and the fam. You got to come to me, you know, we'll handle it for you. We got you. We got your back. All right, fam, thanks for being here. 3379 in the books. Congratulations, Squeegee, on winning today's Swole card. We'll see you tomorrow for 3380. Thanks for being here. Reminder, we got new drops, fam. Check out the brand new Not So Little, I get tongue-tied. The Not So Little Swole Maid. We got to help Michelle. Is it Michelle that needs help figuring out her next merch? The Not So Little Swole Maid. It might be that one. Look at that mug. Look at the two-tone mug. That's dope. That's awesome. Go check it out, papaswole.com. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. Download the app and get access to all of our programs. We got Weekend Swolosophy from this weekend available now in the app. Papa does have great jeans. I do. Notretarded.com. Go check it out. 20% off. We'll see you next time. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swole.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like,
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint you. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Ay, yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. I'll topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets.